do you find some common patterns or beliefs which revolves around money when it comes to women and their relationship with money?
That's directly related to the nervous system because if you don't feel safe and you don't feel worthy, it's like an alarm bell, right? So your nervous system is going to say, okay, she's not feeling safe and worthy. I'm just going to stop now, right? And keep you where you are with your money. And that's when you stay, right? In your comfort zone, you don't feel like doing anything new. You don't feel like taking any new stops. You maybe procrastinate and you just stop. Basically, it's just a stop there.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Today's guest is a wealth expansion coach. She's joining us from New Jersey, welcoming Tanvi Mehra. Lovely to have you, Tanvi.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here with you.
Talking about your growing up years, I know you grew up in India and you had mentioned that money was stable but cautious. How has that experience, all those experiences growing up, shaped your future as a wealth expansion coach? What contributed to this success or this profession that you took up?
Yes, definitely. All of that actually contributed to me being this wealth expansion coach. So I actually was born in Mumbai, India, and I grew up in Delhi. And my dad was in a stable job, and we were fine financially, but it was that, it was a limited money, right? You know how it is with the stable earning job. We were three sisters, and I still remember, right? Every Diwali, we used to get these gifts and money and cash. And I used to have this wallet in my dad's closet, right? So I used to just stuff everything in there and keep it safe for the year, right? And next year again, I would do the same thing and count that money. So there was a lot of emphasis on, like saving, spending wisely. And we really didn't talk about money, like money as we see it now. That's something we can expand, we can make more. It was a limited amount and we really need to save. We have to be careful. So a lot of those beliefs like shaped me at that time, which I didn't realize till now. And then my mindset was like everybody else around me, that like get married, study, get married, and then have kids, and that's what I did. I got married and I moved to New Jersey. That was 28 years ago. And I had two wonderful twin girls, and they are 21 now. And I was a homemaker all my life, right? And I was enjoying all my time with my girls. And when they reached high school, right, I suddenly found myself having a lot of free time. They were independent. They didn't need me. So I had this desire inside me, I should do something now, I should step out. But the moment that happened, along with that, a lot of fear and doubt turned up, right?
Mhm.
Um, is this for me? What can I do? Do I need to step out? Is success for me? Is money for me? And I'm going to have to do so many more things. I have to get visible. So all these things, I mean, it might sound like maybe normal or weird, but it was a lot for me. I really started overthinking, and actually I couldn't do anything. I was just stuck. I was just circling around. I just couldn't do anything with myself. And I actually got really disillusioned, with myself. And one day I was at a library, and I was looking for college stuff for my girls. And this book actually fell into my hands, right? It was all about subconscious beliefs. There's a subconscious mind. We have these thoughts and emotions inside, which nobody can see. You cannot see it, but you feel it, and they keep us stuck in our life, right?
Mhm.
And stop us from moving ahead. And I was like, wow, this is just what I need right now, and I just started reading it, and it was exactly what I needed. And I started following some things in there, and I found so much difference in my life. And I said, okay, maybe this is my life path, right? This is what I want to do. I want to help other women like me who've always felt stuck and can't move ahead. So
Mhm.
that's when I decided to learn more, and I went to a lot of coaches and mentors all over the world, and I began to learn some subconscious techniques and methods how to get out of this. What I found, it was actually a lot to do with your nervous system, right? If you don't feel safe deep inside, and that keeps you stuck, right? You can't move ahead. And it was a lot to do with my early beliefs about money, that money was limited.
Mhm.
that success was not for me, and then I started to try some of the things on my family, my friends, and everybody was like, "Wow, this is really changing things for us," you know. So I'm
Uh-huh.
like, "Okay, I can go further," because as I was doing this, I was changing myself, right? From somebody who was really quiet, shy, who not stepped out. I was like, "Okay, now I can take the next step, right? I can start
Hmm.
my business. Maybe I can start, speaking online. I can go on social media, right, which was so scary at the beginning. So
Hmm.
step by step I could take small steps, and this was really changing my life. And I decided, really, I want to make this my work, and do more things and change things for women all over the world.
Hmm. Hmm. That's wonderful, Tanvi. You said this book found you.
Yeah.
Um, that is, y- that is one of the things. We go to the library, there are so many books, but we are kind of attracted to some particular kind of books that we look into. So this book found you. Do you think that that was the turning point for you, and that made you think more about the subconscious mind? How did you that then connect it with business, growing the business? How did that thought click in your mind at that moment?
Yeah. So definitely this book found me, right? And because if I look around me, nobody was really into all this kind of things. Everybody was like, just work harder, right? Fear is nothing, right? You can just get
Mhm.
rid of the fear. You can just step over it. But for me, I was never able to do that, right? I was just not able to say, okay, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to step out, because it was so deeply ingrained in me, this fear, these doubts and beliefs, right? And it's also this conditioning, conditioning from childhood. There's so many things which is this. So I actually call it like breaking the income ceiling, which
Mhm.
it might
Mhm.
sound like a big word, but what is the ceiling, right? The ceiling is like a set point, an invisible point, like a
Mhm.
thermostat. Think about a thermostat, right?
Mhm.
It has, like, it's for heat, right? And the moment you go over it, it brings you down. So the same thing is that more you try to make more money, or you try to take more actions, you're back to the same spot, where you were. You try to raise your rates, you're back to the same spot, because this thermostat is not letting you go out. So
Mhm.
what happened to me? So once I decided I was going to, really start this business, do this, then again, I was never, I had never done stepped out of the room, and even gone to social media. So then just to start even an Instagram, even
Mhm.
an Instagram, and to make a first post, like I remember I was so scared when I had to post initially. Like, I had to ask my daughter to press the button post so that
Uh-huh.
it could come across, And then I said, okay, I need to do more work, right? So the more you work on your fears and beliefs, right, the more you can release the fear around it. It's all about, feeling safe. You
Mhm.
don't think about it, but as women, we hold all the tension in our body. And the more we release this, we feel more comfortable, we feel more safer. So I was like, okay, now I can do this. Now I could only post without my face. Then
Mhm.
after I did more work, I could finally put my face online. Then I could finally make a video online. And then that's finally I could do more and more things. So it was step by step, right? Imperfect action made the whole thing. And
Mhm.
that's how it changed my life. And I found that with my work over the last 6 years, I found that though women are maybe the outer result is different, inner we all have the same issues. And all of it can be sorted out by this kind of way.
Mhm. So you've been working with all these women now. Um, do you find some common patterns or beliefs which revolves around money when it comes to women and their relationship with money? What is something that makes us feel that way? What is something that is holding us back to grow?
Yeah. So let me tell you a few beliefs and things I see with women, and I'll tell you how it stops us. So, one of the most common things is worthiness, right? And that's directly related to the nervous system, because if you don't feel safe and you don't feel worthy, it's like an alarm bell, right? So your nervous system is going to say, okay, she's not feeling safe and worthy. I'm just going to stop now, right? And keep you where you are with your money. And that's when you stay, right, in your comfort zone. You don't feel like doing anything new. You don't feel like taking any new stops. You maybe procrastinate, and you just stop. Basically, it's just a stop there, right? That's one of it. Then other thing is that I'm too much. So thinking that if you'll come out, you'll do something different, you'll make more money, you're going to be considered by everybody too much. You're too much out there. You're like you're showing too much of yourself, right? So
Mhm.
that's another thing which is there. Then another thing I really see all the time is that it's okay to earn a certain amount of money, but if you go out of there and you're very ambitious, then it's like, oh, do I really deserve, or is success fear of success, basically, that you need to be a good girl and stay in a certain limit, but you can't really break your limit and move to the next level of success, because it's not going to be good for you as a woman to do that, step out of your limits. So these are one of the basic three I come across. But what happens, as this is all got related to conditioning, which you receive from when you are young, right? Most of your beliefs are formed before the age of 6. So
Mhm.
your environment, your school days, your beliefs you've got from your parents, those are some of the things. And something else is your past experiences. Like suppose at work, something happened, right, and it didn't go well for you, you could again make an invisible wall around you, and you would say, okay, I'm not going to go further than this.
Mhm.
So all these things stop us, and I also give it as an example, like basically, like you have a garden, right? You want to grow beautiful plants inside it, so you water the plants, you do everything, but you have forgotten to basically prepare the soil and remove the weeds. And these weeds are your heavy beliefs, your emotions. And if you haven't removed it, the garden is not going to grow. It's not going to be beautiful. So my work is to remove these weeds, prepare the soil so that you have an amazing, you can fulfill your dreams.
Mhm. Mhm.
And another thing I want to add with you, along with the beliefs, is also heavy emotions, right? What I see is guilt with women, a lot of shame around money, those are there, a lot of worthiness issues, a lot of heavy stress, basically. Like, think about us, we as women have really really busy lives, we're looking after our family, our kids, our parents, our home. So we are so stressed out, we think we'll just override the stress, but stress is something which is keeping us really low. And so when I look at actually money, the three things are emotions, heavy emotions, then the beliefs and these past connected events. And when you release these, right, it's you feel lighter, you feel happier, you are motivated, you're excited, you have like just like this total freedom, you're free, and all these heavy stuff goes. So another example I give people is like, it's like holding a heavy invisible bag of bricks on your shoulders.
Mhm.
So think about it. You decide, you have a client, you decide you want to raise your rates, right? Or today is the day, I'm so happy. I'm going to tell her I'm going to raise my prices. From this, I'm going to go with this. But then over the day, these heavy things come in your mind. Oh, should I really say that? Am I
Mhm.
really worthy? Do you think she's going to like this? And 1 million things come, and the bag gets heavier and heavier, and then you decide, okay, forget it, I'm not going to do this, it's not going to work for me. So
Mhm.
might as well forget it. And this heavy bag of bricks is these emotions, these beliefs, these incidents, which you might not see them, but they're inside you and nobody talks about it, and they just bring you down, and then you're done with the plan and you just stay where you are, basically.
So how do you kind of train your mind to detach yourself from these emotions? How do you do that? How do you train people to train their minds to just detach themselves from these thoughts, these emotions? Because thoughts are like clouds; they'll
Yeah.
they'll pass by,
Right.
but some of them they get stuck in your mind. How do you get out of that?
Yeah, yeah. So that's like a really good question, because that's what we all need to do, and like permanently release these. And that's what I do with my clients. So when they come to me, right, women come to me, I can totally see, right? I can totally see they're so stressed out. These heavy emotions are in them, and these beliefs are circling around them, and there's past events are into it. So, so the first thing I do is definitely relax them, right? Because without you being relaxed, the next step is not possible. So that's why I use a certain amount of techniques which I've learned, how to release the stress and other things from the nervous system. So the first thing I use is called EFT, and this is called emotional freedom technique, right? So this is to release your heavy emotions in your system and remove this charge you have, right? So what we do in this, we tap on our acupressure points on your face and your neck. I don't know if you have heard of this before.
Mhm.
So we tap on this, the face and the neck, and what happens in this? It just calms you down. It's like a switch. It's like a switch which releases these heavy emotions and stress in your system, and you immediately feel calmed. It's really good. It's because these things can't be changed with talking. You need these tools to help you, right? So it
Mhm.
calms you down, and then I use some specialized processes to release your beliefs regarding income, savings, and all kinds of obstacles in your way. And another thing, a tool I use is called, basically, it's called human design. It's like your individual energy blueprint. Because the thing is, if you follow somebody else's way, it's not going to work for you. You need to have your own individual blueprint, you need to be your own authentic self, right?
Mhm.
Because when you release all these things stopping you, you come into your own energy, your own charge. Because the thing is, it's like, think about like a dimming switch, right? With all this in you, you are operating with 50% of your light. But when you release everything, you're like operating with 100% of your light, your authentic self. So you release your conditioning, your heavy programming, your beliefs, and then you're just ready to go, like full of shining light. That's how I tell my clients, because right now you're not operating with your full power, and you need to be operating with your full power. So using these nervous system techniques like EFT, specialized processes, human design, I just help you release this, and actually, because it can sometimes happen really quickly.
Mhm. Mhm. Does it ever happen that some of your clients they come back um, to you saying that, okay, this is kind of, those that fear, that doubt is overpowering my mind. Um, I know you worked with me with these techniques, but it's coming back. Has that ever happened?
Yeah, so what happens, the interesting thing is that every step of your business, right? Every path, every level, your beliefs can come back because you are the next level. So think about it. What really happens? When do you not feel safe, right? When are you scared to go out of your comfort level? Suppose you're at a level you've made, like, I'm just giving an example, right? You made a certain amount of money. You're making like $50,000 in your business, right? And you feel all this fear, and you're scared, and you come to me, and I help you release it. You feel good, you're excited, and you go to the next level, right? But now you're at the 100,000 level. More fears and briefs comes because now you're at the next level of visibility. You're going to have to do more. You have to be more visible. You have to do more actions. You have to go to the next level. You'll have more clients, more responsibilities. So then new set levels of, new levels of fear comes up, new levels of beliefs comes up, new levels of emotions comes up. So then we work again. So in a way, it's a constant work,
Hmm.
but you free yourself at one level till you go to the next level.
Hmm. Hmm. So it's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress.
That's lovely. This is very interesting, Tanvi. Um, when we talk about wealth management or wealth expansion, the first thing that comes in our mind is finances, numbers. But I love your take on this thought process, how you bring in the subconscious mind and the nervous system into starting a business or maybe flourishing it or growing it. I love it the way you do it. And I believe this is something that people haven't tapped into much because we do have financial advisors, but we don't have advisors like you who actually help us free ourselves from that doubt, that fear, that hesitation that comes along with starting something, starting a business, or maybe growing it. Tanvi, now that you're all experienced and knowledgeable in this field, and you're helping a lot of women cope up with their own fears, what would you kind of say to your younger self?
Yeah, definitely. I feel when you say this, two things come to my mind is that when I felt there was no help, I was in despair, nothing was happening, the book came and fell into my, arms. So I just want to tell my younger self, if I knew that don't lose hope, right? The universe is there for you, God is there for you. Ultimately, the something or other happens, something comes in your way to guide you the way and move ahead. And second thing is that something I wouldn't do myself, which I want to actually tell all moms, is that when you're busy, you're going through crazy stuff. Something I didn't do, and I tell everybody to do now, is to take a moment and pause, right? Because when you pause and you see where you are at that moment, your intuition comes up telling you what is the next step to be taken. And that's something I really, really didn't know at that time, that you have this inner guidance system inside you, which is going to show you what the next path is, right? And I didn't do it. And when you're stressed out, you're not there, but that moment actually shapes your life, because in that moment when you're quiet, you can decide, okay, do I need some more nurturing? For example, do I need more massage? Do I need quiet time? Do I need help? Do I need a coach? Do I just need, silence? Do I need meditation? What is it, right? Because this is something I feel really powerful about now, that we really don't give ourselves even a moment of rest to
Mhm.
ourselves to think, what am I doing for myself? Am I just keeping myself last, or am I really nurturing myself? So those are the things which came to me.
Mhm. Mhm. And what would be your message for all the mothers?
Yeah, for all the mothers, is that I feel as women, we are really, really powerful beings. But sometimes in life, things happen, events happen, moments happen where we lose this trust and a belief in ourselves. But we should not really worry about it. There's always hope, there's an alternative way, there's a direction, because I see with myself. Don't lose faith, don't lose hope, and definitely take a moment, pause and listen to yourself and go with that, right? Your help will definitely come to you. You are powerful and nothing can stop you.
That's wonderful. I think what you're doing, Tanvi, is far more deeper than what usually people know about how to work with their business or just with their life or something that they want to do. Um, it was a lovely conversation. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and your experiences with us. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much, I really love this.